Olá, mais uma vez, seguidores de YouTube aqui a reiniciar o jogo. Nós estamos.
Something that I thought was really cool in the PS1 days, but now being able to lean and physically adjust your angle to see cars coming up behind you and look out every window for cars coming up to the side is simply crazy. If someone told me that this was going to be in the future of first-person racing games, I wouldn't have believed them. And it's utterly terrifying when you crash. I even love the addition of being able to pick individual times of day for each track for that extra dash of variety. And the visual detail going as far as to have cars behind you flash headlights through the back windows is exactly what I was hoping for. It's not incredible or anything, but for a driving VR game, you really can't go wrong here. This one is a lot of fun. Just remember to take the headset off when you're done. Oh, it's like I'm actually driving a car. Sometimes, though, you don't want to drive. You want to shoot things.
Okay, Vito. Now get me over to the train station.
To my knowledge, Farpoint and Doom VFR are the only games I currently own that are compatible with the aim controller.
This town's been good.
But for now, I'm just going to play
Farpoint. Say goodbye.
And my lord, this controller may be worth a pretty penny, but hot damn does it work like a tree. Not only is it very comfortable to hold with the buttons for fingers and thumbs and analog sticks being in perfect places, but the entire thing tracks your movements so well. I'm convinced it's witchcraft. It can't be anything else. Swear to God, you try explaining this. It's got a glowy squishy tool. How does it know I'm doing this? I never thought I'd live to see the day as a man who plays games for a career where we'd be able to hold a gun in a virtual reality game and manually look down our sights like a proper soldier aiming at things with insanely good accuracy, no delay at all, and vibration feedback. I haven't enjoyed peripheral gunplay in a game this much since I played Rambo Arcade like a decade ago. By the way, I should have asked, do you not like spiders? If not, don't play Farpoint. The game sees you walking around a desolate planet all on your own while these things attack you. These little bastards are outright disgusting and honestly gave me the sweats a little bit from how they dig up from the ground to ambush you and jump right at you facehugger style. No joke, I swatted my hand in front of my face when I first saw that happen. And for the rest of the game, yeah, it's a basic first-person shooter, but made that much more special from the creator of the aim controller. And luckily from what I played, the game never required me to turn my body totally around so the controller all went off camera and couldn't be registered, so whenever the enemies got behind me, the AI seemed to jump back in front of me again, which I do massively appreciate. I mean, they do go off to the sides and you can aim off to the sides, but they never went 180 degrees behind me. The potential of this is staggering. You know what, this could be the resurgence of light gun games. It looks great. Can we maybe get House of the Dead VR? Vampire Night VR? Okay, so while on topic, let's get all the spacey things out of the way. Valkyrie is next. Let's go.
The first train to Lost
Cockpit, very nice indeed. We're getting ourselves
settle my affairs. Then I'm gonna head for the airport. I'm gonna go someplace warm. I'm gonna be sitting on a beach somewhere, sipping one of them fruity drinks with the umbrella in them. One thing's for sure. Carlo wants me dead and sticking around here.
Yeah, sorry guys, but out of any VR game I've played so far, this one tossed and turned my stomach more than my own.
Thanks for everything, Vito.
Scavengers Odyssey at least let you stay grounded on flat surfaces in between occasional jumps. Here, there's no remorse. You're barrel rolling, flipping around, spinning upside down, speeding up, slowing down, trying to focus on one point of interest. This game will most likely make you throw up everywhere. I don't feel like I'm missing out too much by not playing it though, since the lack of music or a pause button and the presence of loot boxes says to me that this is a space battle royale game at its core. And I don't enjoy those games, so even if I wasn't in stomach misery, I wouldn't give Valkyrie a second thought anyway. Not even the gameplay saves it for me to make any potential chunder worth it. Once you get over the VR, you fly, use basic cannons, lock on missiles, super attacks when charged, and spend minutes on top of minutes chasing after tiny, fast-moving targets until they or you blow up. There's nothing really to it.
More advanced training modules are available in the training section. Now it's time to show me what you've got.
Nope, no, thank you very much. I wouldn't ask me to do that unless you want extra chunks in your suit. I think I'll be a lot safer with this game, eh? Skyrim VR. Would you hate me if I told you this was the first time I've ever properly sat down and played this game? No, well it is, and honestly, I cannot begin to imagine going through the entire hundreds of hours-long epic quest in a VR headset, but the fact that there is even an option to is extremely commendable, especially since this does everything VR-related pretty splendidly, even if it's a little bit too difficult in motion controller mode. Even the easiest
Agora temos outra a chorar.
When you try to remember which button or which move controller moves you forward and back, and which buttons rotate you left and right, all the while getting the hang of lifting a shield to block and counter-swing with a sword, even though it feels fantastic to get it right, this is something hours into just to get the hang of it properly, let alone finish the story of it. But hey, the rest works brilliantly, and I'm sure it's great in standard controller mode. So if you like Skyrim and want it on VR, I can confidently say...
Sou uma mulher no 350, no 950 e eu não tenho direitos.
Do you want to know how great this game is? Well, the box explains it all.
Estava à espera do quê?
Oh dear. No, bad dog, down boy. Just check out the back of the box. We believe guns should play a key role in the lives of all good Americans. Journey through the life of an average American patriot as we teach you how guns can help you through key moments of bullets. Oh, you know what my favourite bit of the entire back of the box is, though? It's rated 16 plus for some considered bad language, and funnily enough, not mine. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not. Maybe it was, I don't know. What do you do in this game? Well, you play through your entire life, from birth to adulthood and everything in between, doing what everyone else does in their mundane existences. So, in a sense, it's not that exciting as a VR game, really. You know, it's pretty basic stuff. You eat from guns, high-five your dad with guns, knock on the door for mummy with guns, tidy your room with guns, make burgers with guns, get the neighbours' attention with guns, make cotton candy and feed it to your date with guns. It's pretty bland, really. And I'm not about to go into a deep political rant right now. I'm aware that's not why you're here, but my god, this game had me laughing. It's sheer cheap poking at America with their weaponry is savage, and it really helps the guns in the game itself are really fun to use. And what makes it truly amazing is not only the sense of humour, but strangely enough, the reloading. You hit two buttons on the side of your railcar chair, slow down time, and slide these magazines straight in that pop up from the chair. Do it with both at the same time, and it gets so satisfying it feels like John Wick. But the dog isn't dead. This is genuinely the best feature of the game, along with the tiny American flag in the chambers every time you run out of ammo. And the fact that in order to use and reload your bolt-action single-shot rifle, you need to use another gun in your left hand that has a wooden hand stapled onto it. I mean, come on, that's funny. It's not the best game on VR. It's a bit straightforward and visually simple, but if you want to laugh, go for it. It's great at giving you that. But I'd just rather play Rush of Blood for the gameplay. And with that, this video has gone on long enough, wouldn't you agree? So for today, I'm going to be done with PSVR, but have no fear, I'm not done with it entirely. I mean, Christ almighty, I have yet to get through Res Infinite, Astrobot Rescue Mission, The Persistence, even Star Trek's Bridge Crew. This in particular, I've heard some hilarious stories about, so consider me very excited for whenever this next part of PSVR video comes out. If you look below this video, there's going to be a pinned comment from myself asking you to request me some PSVR games that look terrible or look
Uma parte nunca aconteceu.
What a night that was. Hey mate, how you doing? Jesus, what have I done? Oh. No wonder you were good with your hand. Sorry you had to see me like that, everyone. I had a bit of a rough night last night. You see, up to Bandicoot month ended, knowing I couldn't talk about my true love for another year, I went on a bit of a depression. So I went on Tinder, swiping away left after left, feeling like an employer going through CVs for a company inside my trousers, but then stopped and swiped right, because I thought I found the next video game character I wanted to play with. The problem was I was very drunk and I couldn't see the G in front of their name. Wasn't I surprised? The mistake has been made, it's in the past, I've learned from it. And even though Glover may not be my lover, I can't deny this little bugger's pretty cute. Glover came into existence in 1998 for the Nintendo 64, and then exactly 1 year later for the PlayStation. It got mildly positive reception on the N64, but when it came to the PS1, the N64 version certainly looks a lot cleaner and carries more charm automatically because of it. The PS1 version has horrible, ugly FMV in it. I don't think the slightly more pixely jagged visuals are any reason to discredit the PS1 version. 3D games could still look fantastic on the system, and there's a certain look to a PS1 game that no other system has replicated. You didn't need double the bits, and nobody needs double the bits. You won't fit them in your pants. It also had a planned sequel for the following year that was 85% complete, but never saw the light of day. So combine that with the negative PS1 reviews, and... oh my... But what on earth is this game all about? And does one pronounce it as Glover or Clover? I can't do Grover. Well, let's take a look at the back of the box and see what's going on. Embark on a magical journey with Clover as he tries to save the Wizard's Kingdom and return the 7 missing crystals. I knew it. Help Glover solve puzzles, cast magical spells, and defeat enemies including lionfish and giant wasp. Cheesy, I'm so sorry. You used to have the greatest video game enemy of all time with Teapot, but you're about to be dethroned. Nothing can top Giant Wasp. Okay, no, I changed my mind. Teapot. Teapot is still the best one. We begin the game with a cutscene and Gabe Newell's in it. He's busy working away, doing a thing, making sure to have 2 noses instead of a mouth, and then he gets his magical sentient gloves on in order to do more things. But oh, the thing went wrong, and one of the gloves fell out the window while the other glove fell into a cauldron of pure evil. That is exactly what the manual says, so why the hell are we helping this Barmese Clinton villain? But no, apparently the other glove is now the villain because now he's evil and turned into the sorting hat. We just so happen to be controlling the good glove, though, who is indeed Glover, and we start off with being told we need a ball. I know just where to look. As stated in the blurb on the back of the box, the object of the game is to go into multiple levels in different themed worlds and transport a magical crystal back to the statue of Gabe Newell in the center of the castle that sounds like an MRI machine. And I don't know what's worse, the noise it makes, or the fact he decided to mix live electrical currents into a water feature. You know what, Glover? First of all, he's brewing in a cauldron of pure evil, and now he's putting toasters in your bath water. Let the man die. The world will be better off now. You control Glover himself, who is a four-fingered glove with a smiley face, walking around on two middle fingers and behaves in a way that a normal hand within a glove would do whenever you pull a ball. It's an adorable concept, animated really well, and I mean, just look at him, like an idiot. Now you may be wondering to yourselves right now what the deal with this ball is that Glover is pushing around and why this has anything to do with getting these crystals to save the world. And that's because the ball is actually the crystal, see? So what you have to do is... Jesus, I'm sorry. What you have to do... Shit on it, get out of the way. What you have to do... Put this tutorial here! What you have to do is safely transport the ball to the end of every stage while magically shapeshifting it into multiple types of ball to suit your needs. Both for getting the ball back home and for assisting you in many types of platforming challenge. It's a symbiotic relationship. You need each other as much as the other does. There are 4 balls you can shapeshift between whenever you want to at any point of the game. There's the standard beach ball that you'll probably use the most for its fast speeds and high bounces, a bowling ball that is finished heavy for some accurate rolling and breaking objects and walls, a steel ball that can be used to keep the ball still and have it be picked up by magnets in some puzzle challenges, or not, and you can even roll around the crystal itself. It breaks, don't use it. Not that I've played it before, but this game reminds me a lot in concept of Billy Hatcher and the Gin Egg, except from what I've seen about that game, you aren't completely useless when you don't have the rolling object on your person at all times. Unless you desperately need the ball for a high jump, a ball switch, or to throw it at something, you can do most of what you need to clear a path or whatever without the ball, since you have a perfectly long and high double jump and a very effective fist slam attack to get rid of enemies. So you'll find yourself keeping as close to the ball as possible purely for how much faster you can travel and the greater heights you can reach. Whether you're pushing it along or balance running on top of it for a little more speed that you can then fist slam on top of to jump even higher as Glover himself. Along with being able to slap the ball a fair distance at speed and throw it upwards towards higher ledges, all the types of ball have additional uses too to help you out, and not just for the relevant puzzles and situations, but for how the physics engine works. For instance, if you balance on the beach ball, you can quickly skim across deep bodies of water, or use the bowling ball to sink to the bottom of water and even attack enemies from a distance because of its weight. We have a pirate granny, Doritos with teeth, a samurai orange, Donald Duck dressed as a bee, Elton John's testicles, things my cat likes to cough up, a stegosaurus with a handbag.
I know, but I need a favor. A bunch of micks try to kill some friends of mine tonight. Point this house down. I don't know who they are and where they're operating out of.
Button, but while the ball is in your possession. And
Hey,
it's the most
you're
effective
gonna have
way
a
of
lot
quickly
worse to
getting
worry
decent
about
height
if
and
you don't
moving the
tell
ball along the stage with you in order to reach the ending.
Mickey's
since the stage
Desert.
cannot end without you and the ball together. It reminds me a lot of that bit in
he
Sly
is.
Cooper 3,
Well, that
except you are a
explains
pink
it.
hippo
Where
rolling
is
around
he
destroying
now?
Venice. The thing is, though, it's satisfying to
Yeah,
get the
yeah,
timing
I know
right
the
and
place.
everything, and when you clear
All
a
right,
platforming
thanks.
task by consecutive bounces, it does feel good. But it's not
Hey,
perfect.
you finally
since the
got some
bouncing of the
style.
ball itself
I'm
isn't
gonna want
based
that
around
shirt
your
back, by
timing
the
of
way.
pressing the
They don't
bounce
make
button
treads like those
whatsoever.
no more.
It's more
Yeah,
like you
there's a
press the
reason for
bounce
that,
button
you know?
every time you
Where we
want the
going?
ball to bounce, and the game
Hill of
makes that
Tower,
bounce
the Mick
happen
joint
on the
in
next
Kingston.
cycle of when
Come
the
on, I'll
ball
tell you the
hits
rest
your
in the
hand.
car.
It's not when you press the button. On one hand, it means you can't mess up the timing since it's always the same, but on the other hand, it means there isn't really any timing at all, and it takes a while to get used to, especially in the ending stages with the bottomless pits everywhere and the lava in the volcano stage. My God. Since you can't let the ball get destroyed or else you lose a life,
Come
these
on, get
segments
in.
can give you only one chance to learn this control mishap, and it often feels totally unfair, especially when the game doesn't bother explaining why sometimes one press of the button results in 2 consecutive bounces really quickly after each other, causing you to throw the damn thing straight into the lava. Okay, so this is really hard to explain, but when I say time it on the button presses, I mean, it would be cool if every time you press the button you made the hand go like that, which then made the ball bounce. But this game doesn't work.
All right.
As
So you
go
heard it?
along,
Anything about the mix lately?
getting upright and bouncing, but how many times
Nah,
the
not
Glover
quite.
actually bounces
The Mix
it
got themselves a
seems to
new
be
boss.
random,
Name's
so
Mickey Desmond. There's a few other guys who want to take his spot. So he's trying to show everybody that he means business.
What the hell does that have to do with
that's
me?
not me doing it.
Brian
And I think
He's Desmond's cousin.
Shit.
My money's on him being down at that shithole joint right now, laughing it up with the rest of those fucking yo-yos.
Let's get over there and deal with it.
That's the plan. Sounds like there ain't many of them left, so I guess we should just storm the place, surprise the shit
Not
out
really
of
much to say since they don't really do anything to stand out from other 3D platformers of the time. But at least the
be there in a minute.
in pursuit of a speeding vehicle to the end, along with using the board to get yourself keeps them interesting enough. There's other useful mechanics too, like being able to point towards the ball if you can't find it, and if you find platforming tasks with the ball a bit too tricky, well,
Should
unlike
be
those
one
moments where
in here
it's
somewhere. Here it is.
or
Here you
burn
go.
it in lava, which causes a loss of a life. If you throw the ball out of bounds to the point of it flying off the map but not being damaged,
This guy's a maniac. We gotta take him down.
Materialize into your glove a few seconds later with no life lost. So yeah, exploit this. Throw the ball away, do the tricky bit, and wait for it to come back. Yeah, I can be crafty too, you bastard. I mean, forewarned though, the ball has to leave the map
Ready,
and
Vito?
go completely out of
Come on,
bounds to
let's go get
rematerialize,
these
because if it
fucks.
doesn't, there's a chance it'll fall right back down to the beginning of the level, still in the game world and undamaged, meaning that you'll be stuck where you are, unable to progress unless you run all the way back to find the ball or deliberately kill yourself to respawn you and the ball back at the most recent checkpoint, making you realise this is probably why Glover 2 never happened. The bonus stages you get for finishing all the world's levels are possibly the most fun and challenging though, for how they're designed entirely around you just getting the ball around from point A to point B. And the other bonuses are alright, even though they have bugger all the levels as well, even though with a linear start,
I'm the best.
explorable with things at opposite ends of the map needing to be done to unlock more. The closest thing I can compare it to is another dead platforming mascot. We should set them up on a blind game.
That's the best
I found there were a lot more ways to exploit some of the
side.
power-ups and get around some of the bigger pain-in-the-arse sections of levels because of the more open approach to the level design and how some of the obstacles are completely avoidable with a bit of clever platforming, saving you a lot of time, hassle, and really cool for speedrunning. You know, if you want a speedrunning game about a glove at any point. Yeah, by doing this I may have missed out on all the collectibles, but am I about to sit here and finish Glover on PS1
I chased him,
100%?
but I lost. The coward ran away. But I'll find him.
No, now the circus world. Let me tell you, for the second world of the game, it can go really overboard. And the second level of the circus world is the video game equivalent of malaria. The camera cannot for the life of itself show you anything around the cramped space, stay on top of clothes. I've never seen where and when to jump, or bounce the ball without clipping underneath the platform you're trying to get onto. And there are a load of one-off sequences right here, like when instead of following the arrows, the logical thing to do, you instead have to jump into this water in the middle of the bottomless pit that looks like a trap. Something like this never happens again, by the way. And there's this bit here where you can't slap the ball against this target here, which is what the game explicitly tells you those switches are for at the start, and instead the game just wants you to slap the ball in the cart where the sign is. By the way, these stages are also filled with bottomless pits that take you so long to fall down, you'll be able to finish off your catch. This drop here was so bad that Glover decided to chat to me during his death.
Lost him! You guys see him? Lost him! You guys see him? Lost him! You guys see him?
While you're stuck listening to bloody clown music, which I'm sure you're aware is not recommended for stressful and serious situations. I mean, did you ever see that movie about those clowns getting a divorce after their clown child was killed by a falling piano? It shouldn't have been funny, but it was funny. To top it off, you're then stuck with the boss of this area, which happens to be a clown with the face of an anteater. I've never been scared of clowns before, but now I understand. I suppose it's a good thing then that the collectible cards in the game increase in point value the more you collect in a combo string without waiting too long, which makes your points go up faster, which makes your life counter go up faster, so at least there isn't anything to worry about on that end. Plus, you can even choose to walk back to any checkpoints throughout the stage in case you fall to the bottom of a vertical stage or lose your ball without it falling off the stage entirely. That's really useful. The key to this game is patience, really, and trying out a few other techniques other than basic rolling and bouncing to get you through some of the harder moments. And yes, it takes more time doing some of these things, but I think that's kind of the point of the game. To be creative and careful more than fast and careless. It's not about flow, it's about trying to figure out what's going on. It's more effective in some areas to slap the ball across pits and bounce along with it, or leave the ball somewhere safe and head off on your own to clear out enemies and obstacles and turn in to go and get it. The situation is not always as straightforward as you think it is, and you need to stop and assess what you're doing a lot of the time. Well done, you did a good job, kid.
And when I do,
You were the one who ran away.
He makes noises. This is not okay. Speaking of the bosses like the anteater clown as well, check out this Frankenstein's monster. This guy is the absolute
Yes, I
hit. All you have to do is fist slam on one hand, right up while it's on the floor down, then use the new card you create to get the ball towards the ball, only switch to end the boss. And this is much harder than it sounds, because the amount of times I got myself totally stuck and unable to slam down any more platforms no matter what order I tried out was painful. And even when I figured out the perfect order to do it without getting stuck, it still took way too long. It didn't leave me in any danger, didn't let me engage with the boss, and it was simply boring. But the worst stage in the game, and easily one of the worst stages I've ever played on the platform on the PS1, worse than Plus 3, worse than Rascal, is the second level of the final run. It doesn't sound too bad either. It's a long corridor-style level with many branching paths leading up to different platforming challenges, or only switches that make obstacles to unlock the corridor. Then, once every obstacle along the corridor is moving, you have to hit another ball-only switch at the start of the corridor in order to activate the time ball at the other end of the corridor with the exit of the level, meaning you having to roll the ball as fast as you can throughout the enemies, spikes, and all the live-ending obstacles in order to reach the exit at the other end before the door shuts. This stuff in concept is all fine, and when going after all the switches in preparation for the final run, it's all right. But when it comes to the run itself, it's totally ruined by one major thing. The PS1 draw distance. See this first obstacle here? If you so much as scrape your foot, scrape your finger across this thing, you have run out of time to reach the end. It really is that strict. You have to do an absolutely perfect run with multiple turns without stopping even for a millisecond to reach the end. And with this draw distance here, I can't see when I'm supposed to start moving forward onto the countdown switch to time when I'll be able to run perfectly through this first obstacle, meaning it's down to total luck whether or not I'll make it. And if I don't, then I just have to go back to the start, wait for the timer to run out, and give it another random try over and over and over and over again. And then, even if you do manage to get through the first obstacle by total luck, you may have another accident causing you to have to start over anyway. This part of the game is so infamous that even looking up walkthroughs online showed me that other people don't even bother with it and glitch through the final door. But I tried that, and I couldn't do it, so I had to do it legit. And my God, even with an absolute pinpoint perfect run, I only just made it. This is one of the most unfair things I've ever seen in a platformer, and I can't believe they shipped me a PS4 version of it. And by the end, while most of the game stages ended up lasting 84 minutes,
in pursuit of a speeding vehicle,
left me on it for 21 minutes and 32 seconds. Game is, well, kind of meh. I mean, I just talked about the clown music and how stressful it is for some of the hardest platforming in the game, but the rest I can't really speak positively or negatively about. It's just kind of there. Except for the hub world theme. I love this piece. It's so calming and serene to counterbalance the insanity how it's finished off in a level. It feels groovy and nostalgic in a weird way, and even gets more joyful and optimistic the closer to the end of the game you get.
That takes care of that. Stupid fucks.
Well, that takes care of that, huh?
Yeah, but it don't give me the house.
Don't worry.
Many things this music doesn't gel well with. The fact you run over ladybirds and have to sit here listening to a party fuzzy on a garden swing.
Alright, let's go back.
No, I wasn't making that up.
Oh,
One of the Pirate World level tracks I also really love because the one high sound that the composer sat on the keyboard.
I'm trying to get rid of it right now for his mother. So you might as well use it while I do it.
Thanks. I guess.
Don't thank me, buddy.
Something that you like a little bit
You
of the game
sleeping
is
on
the
my
camera,
couch.
though. It's
Plus,
pretty
I just
effective,
bought
actually,
the
so you
thing.
can
I
use
don't
the
want
right
you
analog
bouncing
stick
it
with
up.
more directions to
Why
move
does
it
it
around.
balance over
But like
very
anything
someday?
good that I like, it ends up growing old and eventually annoys
feel
me.
better
Because
now?
neither of these stupid camera angle distances you can switch between tolerable, too close for comfort,
Hey, all that stuff they got pointed up,
secondly,
it's
on
just
the odd occasion, it gets massively stuck. Luckily, this doesn't happen too often, but when it does, man, do you want to shut this prick in the front compartment. As for the rest of the control, it's a little finicky jumping onto the ball, but everything else is totally fine. Especially with, once again, the analog control, giving you lots of accurate movement on the left stick as well as camera control on the right. And the slapping and throwing upwards commands on the ball are really great to use, since you don't only have a guidance marker showing you exactly where the ball will go, but once you activate this mode, you are totally frozen and locked into place in midair or on the ground until you move where you want to throw and then throw the ball. Not to mention, you don't have to commit to a throw once you press the throw or slap button and can cancel out whenever you want, which actually makes these throwing commands a very useful tool for stopping dead in your tracks in more precise platforming parts instead of having to rely on ball launchers potentially messing you up in tightrope sections. But in the end, even though an incredibly cool idea with a lot of promise and with most of what it sets out to do being done, Glover on PS1 especially is just mediocre. I won't lie when I say that the potential for this character and all the unique abilities he has.
Sorry about tonight.
And it's the simplistic
Sono un gioco obbligo a sparare.
a pretty memorable platform, particularly with the moon rolling mechanics and the design of the game, and in all of the little details go into his character. Stuff like whenever you take damage, you get an extra bandage on one of your fingers indicating you're hit. When you haven't got a ball in your possession to let go of, that same button you usually press makes Glover wave towards wherever he's facing as a hand. When the ball falls out of bounds and comes back to you, it gets punctured. The ball gradually picks up snow in the prehistoric levels and picks up more or less snow depending on the ball you use. When pushing large obstacles around a level, instead of Glover using his finger arms to push the thing as you'd expect him to, he actually pushes it as that hand again. It's adorable. It doesn't make sense, but it's cartoony as hell and what I'd expect him to do. And look at these idle animations. He's tapping his fingers here, but as a normal hand, not as himself. That's brilliant. And when you actually take a step back, you realise he's really doing... But then you remember the final boss level against the Sorting Hat, perhaps the worst attempt at a PS1 first-person shooter you've ever seen that causes your lives to drain faster than a column. And you then realise the franchise probably died already. Yay, we saved our best friend's glove. I'd have thrown him into the fire and bought another glove on eBay, but whatever. And we go back into the depths of game brewing in that cauldron of pure evil. But this time he succeeds, and by the end of the day, the whole world is gone. Well done, Glover, you're complicit. So yeah, after all the negative reviews and everything, you ask me, Glover is just okay. Not that bad. Pretty anticlimactic. I mean, I would rather play it on the N64 with the smoother frame rates and infinitely better visuals, but I mean, it's really not that bad as a game overall. Even on the PS1, it's completely fine. So that could have been the reason the sequel was cancelled. What happened there? Well, as it turns out, it's much simpler than that. The publisher, Hasbro Interactive, had plans to buy 150,000 Nintendo 64 cartridges for the nearly finished Glover 2, ready to stick on the shelf. But the guy in charge of ordering was told by Nintendo that there'd be a bigger discount if he ordered more cartridges, and so he doubled the order to 300,000. And the problem wasn't that they couldn't sell the game itself, but that no retailers had space to stock what they had, meaning Hasbro wasted $500,000 worth of stock on cartridges that couldn't be sold, and they couldn't afford to finish the game, which in turn damaged their reputation and made sure the game would never be released. So yeah, in a rare occasion, this wasn't anything to do with how bad or good the game was, it was just a really unlucky business decision. But I did hear through the grapevine that a certain company on the internet that's pretty famous for taking old licenses and re-releasing the games that were part of the licenses on the system they were supposed to be released on actually acquired the rights to Glover and its sequel a couple of years ago, in 2017. So who knows? Maybe Glover 2 will be released after all, and then Glover can have a love interest.
What a fucking dump.
Hello there again, everybody. Thank you so much for watching
hotel.
this video until the very end. The outtakes will be on in just a second, so please stay tuned, because first, thank you again for watching this Glover video until the very end, especially about something as obscure as this game. If you've heard of it or have memories of it, awesome. I'm happy for you, and I'm glad you watched until the end. If not, I'm equally just as glad. Thank you. Also, special thank you to all the people on screen right now who have helped support me via Patreon. Wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys. Thank you so much. If you want to follow me on social media, because I'm active every single day, showing people what I'm working on, what videos are in production, whereabouts I am along in the production, all that stuff. At least I managed to save Leo. And Twitter. All my day-to-day stuff is happening there, so follow me on those Frank Vinci even knew where he went. And before we get to the
even though Henry failed to deliver on the contract,
top-tier Patreon
Eddie still brought him in when he heard Leo had skipped town.
Cyberpunk Symphony,
Me and Joe had a new partner.
Mitchell Reed, A.D. Thornton-Smith, Fart Rules, The Myrtle Misanthrope, Ewajat, Nightshade 96, but stylized with loads of different numbers and letters. Ooh, very, very fancy. Exopaz, Matthew Hubble, GTFO, Rikachu, I love that name, Matthew O'Donnell, Jacob Voiles, TARDIS Type 40, Slowpunk, Caleb Sanders, Zachary Bourne, Ray Slocum, Luke Jones, Joey Crew, The Game Shed, Daniel Leon, Joshua Roberts, sorry I can't say your name again dude, sorry I'll get demonetized, Chris NSF92, and Alex Van Kurt. Thank you so much, every single one of you amazing people. Sorry you had to see me like that, everyone. 85% complete before never being released ever again. It was never released in the first one, before being shelved forever and never got released. So combine that with I wish I had the wishing for official edition. I don't like it. And easily one of the worst stages I've ever played in a Post Steven letters. I'm pretty sure everyone thinks I've quit YouTube forever, so now it's time to go outside into the glorious April springtime and relax. I forgot. I live in Britain. I'm going outside anyway, that's what the PS1 is for. Whenever it's rainy, I play the PS1, and whenever it's sunny, I play the PS1. I need a life. But I can't enjoy playing PS1 anymore because every time I do, I think about the potential video I could be making about the game that I play. So, might as well make another video right now. All about Bugs Life the Dragon. Bugs Life on PS1. I tell you what, I have fond memories of this game. It was one of the first movie tie-in games I ever played when I was very small, so it was already a cool experience because I really enjoyed the movie as a kid. So being able to play it was like having your Christmas company bonus on your birthday on Halloween while you eat leftover Easter chocolate. Anyway, greetings and salutations, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the Caligari Show. I always have to do the nitty-gritty of deciding whether or not things deserve to be slaughtered or salvaged. And yeah, I've been meaning to talk about this game for a really long time now, years in fact, but I just never felt inspired to. But now, I do. And with it being April in the middle of springtime, I can't think of a more appropriate game to play
who's
now.
this guy we're gonna see?
Bugs Life the movie
His
has
name's
always
Bruno.
reminded me
He's
of
one of the only
springtime.
guys in
The
town
deep,
who
bright,
do along
luscious
this bit.
colours, the
What if
sunlight
he doesn't
bouncing
give
off
it
the
to us?
glass,
Then what?
the
Then the deal's
ants
off.
fucking everywhere,
But
get off
don't
the
worry,
picnic
I know
plate,
this
and I'm
guy.
thrilled to report
We'll
that
give this
after
to Mark.
booting the game up
There
and
ain't
seeing
nobody
excellent
else we
FMV
can get this
movie
kind of money
relatively
from?
decent
There's
quality.
three of the
The
guys I
tutorial
know.
begins and it is
If you
pretty
wanna ask
fucking
Carl
spot
or
on to the
Frank
look and
Vinci
feel
for
of the movie.
35
So
grand,
to talk about a
be
good
my
first
guest.
impression, the
Yeah,
draw
no
distance
thanks.
isn't perfect,
Who's the
but it's
third guy?
tolerable.
He
It
ain't in
never made the
business
game
no
hard
more.
to play for me just because of how fast
Somebody
it
blew
plays,
up a
but
room full of
it
his
does
guys
get a
and
little
shot him point
confusing in
blank in the
places like
face
when I
with a
grabbed
Tommy
the
gun.
telescope here.
Oh, that guy.
Come on, we said we wasn't gonna talk about that.
All right, so, Henry, what is this guy, rich or
Look at
something?
what?
I think he gets his money
Not to
from
mention
some
the
of the bosses
soundtrack.
from
Oh
out
my
of town who
god,
sit on the
gosh,
commission.
gosh.
Yeah?
It's one of my favorites on
Yeah,
the PS1,
which is
and
why
I
you
don't
can't
need to
stick
explain
together.
why. Just listen to
Besides,
it
we
in
gotta keep this
training
quiet.
level.
Aqui nós temos o Henry, este gajo aqui vai ser o principal catalisador da guerra das
What have
gangues.
you got to say, Mr. Sign?
This is it, stop here.
Hello!
The ant's most basic line of defense is your belly.
Okay, so his logic is a little bit questionable, but at least he's very thorough without being pandering, making the game easy to understand for kids and not patronizing for adults.
Jiminy Cricket. I haven't seen a token that color in years.
How could you not have seen one in you?
Hey y'all, Scott there. Competition's in the air tonight. Cats and dogs are beating the shit out of each other. Air hates it. It's got a
Aqui nós vamos pegar uma renda,
professional video game controller. He brought to the chili cook-off.
eu acho. Para começar a vender pacotes de papá.
It's a controller. I mean a joke. A joke! And it gets taken more seriously each and every
What are you trying to kill us? Nice job.
Wasn't that bad? Of course.
It's the rise of professional gaming.
What's the problem?
Taking gaming so
Don't it, man?
seriously.
How
It's
come
not
you know the
just a
Bible
hobby,
so good,
it's a
Henry?
shirt.
You
And
read
we
it or
use the
something?
tools
Bruno
at your
always uses the
disposal
same
to
quote.
perform.
I go to church on Sunday, so I asked the policeman one time.
You go to
If you
church?
really
Yeah,
care
and I can
about
understand
playing
why
games
you don't.
optimally,
They use big
surely
words,
you
there's
can't
no
be
hookers
using
in the
the
fool's
regular
lounge.
controller
That
comes
pretty
with
much
the
sums it up.
cop. I mean, look
Jeez,
at
I ain't been
this.
there since 45.
What? That time your mother made you go to
Doesn't work.
confession?
What you
Yeah, that
need
time she smacked
is
me for
something
checking
made
out some
for
chick's
people
school.
who give a damn.
Yeah, God rest his
Crafted as
soul.
the
How
finest
about you, Joe?
materials,
How long's it
featuring
been?
options casual
Easter.
players couldn't
Ah, that ain't
fathom
too bad.
meeting in professional schools without.
1941.
What
I take that
you
back then.
need
You're going straight to
is
hell.
a second
Wow,
job.
you just figuring that out now?
Don't worry, I'll save seats for the both
As
these.
tools.
You know, I heard about a long shot named Bruno once. Must be the same guy.
Yeah, what'd you hear?
Well, you know Mickey the Crab, right?
What, the guy who cleans the bathrooms at Carlos' joint?
Yeah, the guy who's only got a finger and a thumb on his left hand. Guess how that happened? I heard he owed a lot of money to some yid from
And
South
now that I
Korea.
have them,
Get my drift?
Oh, right. I get the picture.
Haha, don't worry though. Crab's a moron. Not like that's gonna happen to us.
this controller doesn't know when to quit. Now, you may think these professional controllers are more of a modern trend, but you'd be surprised to see how much they
What do you
cost
got,
up
an
back
aversion to
then.
red lights?
This is some serious shit.
Hey, good news for all us smokers. Despite
Here
the
we
recent
have the
scientific
Pro
study
Line
that
Track
found smoking
Ball.
causes
Atari.
You want every cop in the fucking city to come after us?
Yeah, the
Calm
trackball
down, I know what I'm
is
doing.
the experts. Throughout those early generations, anything straight out of the arcade.
In pursuit of a hit-and-run driver.
Stuff. Probably why Atari
Copy that.
trackballs as pro
Information at last
or
from companies that I'm
rather,
sure
they're of the same quality as the arcades.
just to make a buck. I mean,
Okay, well, now they are. It's obvious Atari didn't give a damn about their usage of the term pro. Evident not only by the trackballs, but the Atari
All right, we're almost there.
7800
Drive through the
standard
gate and into the
controller.
yard.
This was dubbed the Atari Pro Line joystick. To be fair, I've seen my plumber use one of these. Now, the system itself was called the Pro System. That's like calling me somebody who thinks that makes sense. I guess Atari was trying to stick out amongst the competition by asserting that they're the ones
Esse foi o jogo a fazer.
about their purchases. I mean, which one would
all right,
you
follow
buy?
me, fellas, and let me do all the talking.
I'm not an idiot. It's pretty silly looking back at
Hey,
controllers.
Ching chang yong ping chang yong ping chang yong jing ling ling jing chang yong ping chang yong ping chang yong king ling 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 jing wan you went
Just to make me feel better about the choices.
Até vamos escolher os chinês.
With the Nintendo Entertainment System, the professional-oriented controllers there made a bit more sense. Of course, the standard gamepad did the job, but I didn't want to do a job. I want to get the NES Advantage. This behemoth promises the professional feel of real arcade play right on the box. Such a high damn standard. That is urine. Well, I don't think this controller is anywhere close to actual arcade quality. It's a fun one to use and has its place. Though it does open a whole new can of worms with what's considered a pro feature. We have turbo buttons included, which replace the need to match A or B repeatedly. You can just
All right,
hold
fellas,
these
the hard part's over.
fire to your
Now we
heart's
just gotta
content.
make the exchange and we're done.
You are
Sounds
sterile.
good to me. Where
Wow,
we
you're
headed?
using
Hunters.
the
I got
turbo
it all
buttons
lined up.
instead of mashing? Doesn't seem like a very professional thing to do. Well, it's just interesting to me when pro controllers include things to make games way easier. It almost seems like something that would be more suited for newcomers, yet they're for the experts. And you know what else the experts
Going
like?
in.
That's right, I don't know what they like. The slow mo.
Here comes more of them. Hold on.
I got it. Slow motion effect, but other times, the pause button brings up a menu or something, and it just makes me ask, this is stupid.
Move your
With a
ass.
question mark. Don't get it twisted. I
Get
have
out of
a
there, Vito.
spot for this controller.
Legs over there.
How could you not?
Vito, watch our back.
One, striking design. It just commands everybody's attention when it gets whipped out.
Stay away from these windows, fellas.
What's the price? This controller is such a
Staying up here.
exceptional quality.
Get down
I
there.
wouldn't call it essential. Rather, it's kind of fun enough to use from time to time. Well, that's not professional. That's fun. That's why we're going elsewhere for our expert gamepad on NES.
These guys are so far.
Competition controller. What competition is best? In
He's
this
mine.
controller, you get that checked out. A pop-on joystick for the D-pad. That's useful.
Come on, let's go. Cap, cap. You okay?
Nintendo's dominance, it's called. And this D-pad was a bit sharp during intense game sessions. I'm more likely to press down on it
Teach you that
harder,
in the
even though
army?
it doesn't affect anything other than my future.
I'm the best.
Joystick topper makes it a bit less painful to hold any direction for an extended period of time.
Going in.
Now that's how most people used it back then. And I think when many see a joystick, the worst humanity is brought out. But man, this controller is on a stink kick lately. It'll work sometimes, but they're so lucky might as well not. Then other times,
Shit out of this guy.
yeah, might as well not. It's not all a waste, though. The controller's ergonomics are actually a bit better than the standard NES gamepad.
You guys see him? I lost him.
We got room to
You guys
breathe,
see him?
especially
I lost him.
considering
You guys
the
see him?
extended cord
I lost him.
length.
You guys see him? I lost him.
Rooms.
You guys
We got
see
some
him?
switches to enable different levels of turbo on either button. Which is good because you ever have that game where you want to have a little bit of turbo on the B button, but all the turbo on the A? It happened again. This was a consistent feature on me. And just check out the SNES Super Advantage. Holy moly, there's like more than 11. All in a design meant to mimic the actual Nintendo console. But not just the North American version, the European one as well. You have the perfect features, but the color fire. Remind me of the power of the eject portion of Europe.
come on, think of something. Hurry up here.
It really hits home how big the controller is. It basically replicates the whole damn system on it. So part of me feels like all these additions done to fill up all that space. Is this really necessary? Question. I forgot the E dial. Saved my parents' marriage. We can select turbo or auto for any button, which fires automatically for you, while also individually adjusting
Shit, you're right.
You can also use the slow motion feature. With this controller, I can fight on professionally.
Cover my back. Back me up, Vito.
I'm not gonna go full time. Well, this is the successor to the NES Advantage. It wasn't made directly by Nintendo. Instead, this wasn't Nintendo's license. They've done loads of other controllers, and many of which retain multiple turbo switches, which, thanks, but I gotta ask, how many people actually took advantage of this?
I make myself.
You may just get more use out of the Pro features on the Atari Jaguar Pro controller. Oh my god. Have you ever played an Atari Jaguar?
Come out of your hole, you fucking rat.
This thing right here is one of the rare controllers out there. Why is that? There wasn't a ton of people who owned an Atari Jaguar looking to maximize their gameplay potential? No. This was released in 1995, 2 years after the console's launch, and I'll do you one better, one before the console was discontinued. Great time to invest in enhancing my skills. The original Jaguar controller, I consider to be one of the worst controllers of all time, much like how I'm considered one of the worst controllers today. Damn, this actually ain't that bad. It's just kinda dumb. Bring it on, it's behind. You have a controller with 17 buttons on it, but you release a Pro controller with 5 more.
Hurry up!
Sega did with the Genesis. It was obvious many games were compromising the full
Got him! Shoot him!
They released an updated 6-button version of this. So that's our problem. The Jaguar Pro controller has been ergonomically planned to deliver a sleek new shape with additional buttons for more precise control. A new shape? Where was the press conference? And ergonomically planned? Just say find me. Because of its late release, most Jaguar games aren't designed around these buttons like using the controller for them. These act as secondary ways to press some of these number keys. But yeah, instead of taking one of the great adventures of our time to hit 9, you can press X instead. A handful of titles do support the in more dedicated ways. It's easy to say.
Come on, let's kick the shit out of this guy.
The definitive Jaguar. That was the best shit I ever took. Throughout all this, most competition or professional controllers basically got their namesake.
I got it.
And or include something akin to arcade. But if this is the kind of stuff allowed in a competitive environment, man, just use poison. Turbo buttons sort of died out after the SNES and Genesis era, at least when it came to being a huge selling point for specialty controllers. Mainly because the only titles I feel that these made sense for were shoot that guy. By this point in gaming, there weren't nearly as many around, and when they were, they oftentimes had auto-fire baked into the game itself. For most other games, mashing the button quickly is a gameplay mechanic, like in a Mario Party minigame. You just use a turbo button. Well, that's no fun. Yeah, you can play these however you want.
Let's go, Vito.
The entire point of a competitive game is to play by a set of rules, because if you don't, well, why the hell are you playing? Which brings us to more modern interpretations of the Pro Controller. Launching alongside the Wii in 2006 was the alternative gamepad, the Wii Classic Controller. Introducing such a striking new controller was pretty saucy at the time, so this was meant to not only play classic games on the Virtual Console, but offer a more traditional solution to controlling some new Wii titles. The problem was that this name ain't a lie. It's pretty much based entirely on the original Super Nintendo controller, with a few modern fixes like triggers. You know triggers, right? These things are like
easy. You're gonna get us killed.
Instead,
come on, we're still alive, huh?
These can't possibly miss you.
Shit.
That
was fucking close.
There's small little tic-tacs next to them. Meaning if you're playing
not
Call of
over
Duty
yet.
with this controller,
They're coming
it's
after
the
us.
same, and this is
Fuck.
shoot.
Lose them.
For me, thumbsticks are also pretty close together.
I got
It works. The controllers look like this now. The most is professional to Nintendo, introducing the Classic
not over
Controller
yet.
Pro.
They're coming after us.
Basically, a PlayStation 2.
Lose them.
This is neither classic nor is it Bring it on, motherfucker! See, they're powered by plug-in.
It's not over yet. They're coming after us. Fuck! Lose them!
Okay. Left
It's not over yet. They're coming after us. Fuck! Lose them!
Help me out here.
Christian New York, God divine, sweet Lily, Fire Bay's sharpest and cleanest department store.
You okay? Yeah, bring it on! I'll cover you, move it! Shit, you alright? Oh, I can't fucking believe it.
What the fuck was that, Henry?
No idea. Somebody else must have known about the deal. Those definitely weren't real cops.
Maybe it was the chinks trying to fuck us.
I doubt it. Look, I'll figure it out. But first, we gotta unload this stuff. Vito, take us to the old warehouse in Hunters.
All right. Hope this deal goes better than the last one.
It will. Not like it can go any worse, right?
So who we selling the stuff to?
A bunch of different guys.
Oh, whoa, whoa. What do you mean a bunch of different guys?
A bunch of different guys. What did all that shooting back there make you deaf?
I thought you said we were just moving this garbage from one place to another.
Yeah, well, you make a lot more money if you sell it in smaller amounts.
It's not over yet. They're coming after us. Fuck! Lose them!
He's mine.
You scared, asshole!
You okay? We'll get him.
Nah,
Yeah, all right, let's go. Let's go.
It's not over yet. They're coming after us. Fuck! Lose them!
Oh, that is shot me. I'm the best.
What the fuck was that, Henry?
no idea. Somebody else must have known about the deal. Those definitely weren't real cops.
Maybe it was the chinks trying to fuck us.
I doubt it. Look, I'll figure it out. But first, we gotta unload this stuff. Vito, take us to the old warehouse in Hunters.
All right. Hope this deal goes better than the last one.
It will. Not like it can go any worse, right?
So who we selling the stuff to?
A bunch of different guys.
Oh, whoa, whoa. What do you mean a bunch of different guys?
A bunch of different guys. What did all that shooting back there make you deaf?
I thought you said we were just moving this garbage from one place to another.
Yeah, well, you make a lot more money if you sell it in smaller amounts.
Would have been really nice to know before I agreed to go in on this.
If I did, from the way you were talking back in the park, you probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the best you can hope for right now is to spend the next 30 years of your life breaking your ass for Eddie and Carla before you either get bumped off or end up back in the can. The only time you're ever gonna see cash like this is if you stick your neck out. Besides, I ever steer you wrong?
Well, there was the OPA job, and that time we almost got killed when we whacked that fat fucking Sand Island.
All right, enough. None of that matters after today. Let's just get the hunters. And don't worry, we're never gonna have to see these scumbags again after today.
Unless this turns into a regular thing for us.
Well, all right, let's just concentrate on getting through this one before we go making plans like that, all right?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Vito's right. Let's just get through the rest of the day. After that, smooth sailing, fellas.
Drive like my fucking grandmother, you know that?
Ah, it wasn't that bad. You're worse than a broad.
Here we are. Let me do the talking. These are tough guys, so no wise-ass comments. All right, Joe? Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, man.
You ain't even gonna give me a tip?
You want a tip? I'll give you a tip. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Always the gentleman, huh, Joey?
Just get the fuck out of here already.
Gina, wanna come join me?
Hey, I hope there's room for 3 in there.
Volta. De volta estamos nós. Ok, bora.
Barbaro's Bordello. You got the money, we got the honeys.
Vito.
Por que é que eu iria mexer?
We got a problem.
What kind of problem?
Eddie paid me a visit. Carlo knows about the deal, and he sent Eddie to pick up his cut.
How much?
60 grand.
Fuck. How much?
Estamos aqui.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. We don't even have enough left for Bruno. In the park, I don't wanna...
Joe, we gotta go. Now, Joe. I'll tell you on the way.
All right, girls, lock up when you leave. Me and Vito got business. So what the hell's going on?
That was Henry on the phone. Carlo found out about the deal.
Ah, shit. Does he know he was involved?
I don't think so. Let's talk about it in the car.
Where we headed?
Lincoln Park.
We meet Henry there?
Yeah.
All right, so what did Henry say on the phone? He okay?
Sounded okay. But Carlo took his cut of the take.
Fuck. Just like Henry said he'd do if he found out.
Yeah, but now the
Acho que
problem is,
agora que
we
ele
don't
tipo
even got
tá
enough to
morto,
pay
não me lembro.
Ah, shit.
Não tenho certeza.
What the hell are we gonna do?
I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to the park.
Yeah. Henry'll know what to do.
Henry's different these days. Guy's got a real...
What the fuck's going on?
Shit, that's Henry!
Oh no! Os chinchagnon pinto na caruela. Ah! Last way.
Back me up, Vito. No,
Opa!
You're fucking dead! They teach you that in the army?
Give up now!
Let's go, Vito.
Of all the ways to kill a guy, goddamn bullet would have been enough.
These bastards are sick in the head, Vito. They're gonna fucking die. All of them.
I mean, why do it like that? And in the middle of the park.
Like I said, they're sick. I'm gonna turn them into chopped fucking suey.
Hey, not for nothing. We don't even know how many of them there are.
Yeah, and it don't matter.
Hey, Henry's dead. What, do you want us to get killed too? We gotta do this smart, Joe.
It don't matter how we do it. As long as they're fucking dead when we're done.
All right, listen. There's probably more than 2 of them.
So what? The more the fucking merrier.
So there's only 2 of us. Unless maybe you want to call Carlo and tell him all about the mess we're in, ask him to send some guys over here.
All right, fine. I get it.
Alright, so promise me you're not gonna go in guns blazing as usual. We gotta do this the smart way.
The smart way. É, já temos os Adaptive Triggers mesmo antes da PS5. Estou tipo aqui a usar a PS4 no meu celular. A minha coisa dos Adaptive Triggers é tipo uma boa, não. É alguma coisa barata só. Olha, sabias que os coisas tipo sentem a pressão? Não sabias? Ou tipo, sabias que o comando treme? Até parece que todos os outros comandos não tremiam. A diferença é que os da PS5, só para vender, tremem um pouco mais. Agora o comando está a tremer quando eu movo com o carro.
Slow it down, Vito. We're too close.
I know. I can see him too, you know?
Eu estou a passar por um local onde os carros passam e os gajos mandam só chão. Bora matar o Xin Chai Yong Ping Chai Yong Ping Chai Yong Jing Ling Ling Jing Nai Yong Ping Chai Yong Ping Chai Yong Jing Ling Ling. Oxi.
Damn it, Joe.
Olá,
Why didn't you just bang the damn gun?
Watch out! They're shooting from up top! This is for Henry, you bastards! Hey, leave some of these little bastards for me. Come on, how do you like that, huh? Get the guy on the stairs.
It's over for you!
还在前冲啊！
God damn it, Joe. See? Why didn't you just bang the damn gong while you were at it?
Pipe down! Wait for these little fucks! Get the asshole behind the bar! Hey! Leave some of these little bastards for me.
Lemosia! I could have cut to it pieces!
Watch out!
Come on,
They
man.
shoot from up top!
Oh.
Say goodnight, jolly kid. This is for Henry, you bastards! How'd that feel, huh? Come on, Vito, let's move up! Get the guy on the stairs! Up there!
You're going to be dog meat!
Take them out quick, Vito! We gotta find Wang! Where the fuck are they all coming from?
China around this.
Come on, Vito! Waste them all! One more. We're done. Come on, Vito, move for Christ's sake! All right, you go first, Vito. For a smaller target.
Thanks.
Hey, you said we gotta do this smart, right? Hey! Oh, I bought you. Tell your boss I'm coming.
Fuck.
Where the hell is that prick?
He's got to be around here somewhere. Let's keep going. How many more they got back there?
Don't matter. I got plenty of bullets.
Bullet, fire.
One more, and we're done. Bingo.
Emotional damage. Ele é chinês, mata ele, família.
Quiet, Vito.
Since when are you concerned about making noise?
There's too many of them. Just take them out nice and quiet. Nice. All right, let's just sneak through here.
No modo difícil nem sequer dá para ver os inimigos do mapa, eu já percebi isso há bem. Só agora é que eu estou a dizer, porque só agora é que me lembrei de apontar isso. Trabalhem aí no novo iPhone, se faz favor. Escravos! Trabalhem aí no novo iPhone. Não dá para fazer muito.
Are you deaf or what? Come on, let's go! Chop chop! What are you scared, asshole? They teach you that in the army? I'm the best. You shoot like my sister. More to the elephant. That's what fucking
They told they home for you!
go, Vito.
Die, you
Alright, that was the last thing. See? Ain't so bad so far, right?
Yeah, but what if somebody recognizes us and Carlo hears about it?
That's why we ain't leaving no witnesses. There's probably more of them down here. Get ready.
Não vamos deixar ninguém a perceber, só que depois deixam o outro vivo. Já tá bom. Matamos o rei do Xin, Chanhong Ping, Chanhong Ping, Chanhong Chingu Lingu Linha.
Looks like this place won't be opening up for a while.
If we had the time, I'd burn it to the damn ground. Vito, come here. This should be the way out. Ah, fuck this! Come on, Vito, let's get out of here. There's too many.
This guy's a maniac. We gotta take him down. Copy that.
You're fucking dead!
Officer down! Officer down! Shoot this asshole!
Come on,
10-4.
let's go! Chop, chop! Come on, show yourself!
Neste caso nem há alternativa.
Ah, fuck this! Come on, Vito.
This guy's a maniac.
There's
We
too
gotta
many.
take him down.
Find us a car, quick!
Copy that.
Back me up, Vito.
Officer down! Officer down! Shoot this asshole! Roger that.
Let's go! Chop, chop! I'm the best. You're fucking dead! Oh, this shot. Fuck.
Anda, vamos fugir, amiga.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that.
All right. We lost him. Take me to my place, Vito. I need a fucking drink.
That was fucked up, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Just get me back to my place, would you?
All right. This deal was a total...
Penúltimo capítulo. Nós estamos no penúltimo capítulo. Vamos, amigas, vamos dormir. Que a minha mãe... Bora ter com o gajo do primeiro jogo.
Hey, what's with the fancy wheels?
Eddie gave it to us just for this job. Nice, eh? Head over to Greenfield. You drive like my fucking grandmother, you know that?
Alright. So now can you tell me what this is all about?
We're just gonna drive there, pop some guy, and drive away. Should be a piece of cake.
Why?
Eddie said it's a favor for some family from another city. Unfinished business. He gave me this envelope with all the instructions. Said it's gotta be clean, and it's gotta be done today.
Why the hell doesn't the other family just do it themselves?
Eddie said they've been looking for this guy for a while, and they just found him. They're afraid that if it ain't done right away, the guy's gonna disappear again. Here, here's a picture.
What'd this guy do?
Says here he ratted his family out to the feds.
Guy's got it coming. Wait a minute. If he cooperated with the feds, that means he was under protection, right? What if he still is?
Even if he is, we're getting paid a few grand for the job. So it's more than worth the risk.
If you say so.
Hey, we need every penny we can get right now, right? So after we finish this job, we'll split up and look for other one.
All right.
Says here they want us to give him a message before we do it. Here it is.
Okay, got it.
Hey, if you see Eddie later, not a word about yesterday. He was never there. Last chink we saw was delivering egg food young. You get it?
You think I am some kind of retard?
Jury's still out on that one, pal. Just making sure you don't slip up, that's all. Take your fucking foot off the accelerator! What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, I know how to drive, all right?
Say?
Yeah.
All right, here we go then.
Oh no. Wow.
Mr. Angelo?
Yes?
Mr. Salieri sends his regards.
Yeah, okay.
Então,
basicamente, eu não vou dizer exatamente o que acontece. Quem tiver jogado o primeiro jogo sabe provavelmente.
This is Agent Cox. Please support in Greenfield. Now, goddammit!
Basicamente, para perceberem isso é necessário primeiro jogar o primeiro jogo.
Those were feds. That asshole really was under protection.
Eddie's famous for conveniently leaving out little details like that.
Maybe you didn't know. Don't matter now. We gotta lose him.
Pronto, é isso.
Oh, fuck, that was close. Get me to Kingston, will you? I got a car waiting there.
What about the money?
Hey, I almost forgot. Eddie paid me in advance, so here's your share. You drive like my fucking grandmother, you know that?
Please, relax, will you?
This guy's a maniac. We gotta take him down. Copy that.
start getting your hair for the money. Come by my place when you're done.
Okay.
Agora nós vamos à parte que eu tenho mais dúvidas do... em relação ao motivo deles terem feito isto. Mas já vão ver. Ainda não é agora, isto é antes. Mas vai chegar à parte do jogo onde eu não percebo qual o raciocínio que eles tiveram neste jogo de linear, focado na história, de simplesmente parar o jogo para ter que formar. E olhem aqui grande detalhe, tipo nesta... Pá, olhem aqui grande detalhe, nesta parte, antes havia tipo aqui coisas a tapar, agora nem há. Agora está tudo clarinho. Não está fazendo alguma coisa no chão. É grande detalhe. Desculpa pessoal, deixei o comando... Mas não importa, por acaso, o comando vermelho, que é o que eu estou a usar, tem o problema no drift, por isso eu vou ter que levar à Horton, porque ainda está dentro dos seguros, por isso não tem problema. Agora nós vamos matar os trabalhadores, entre aspas, porque já vão ver. E por algum motivo dão uma shotgun na metade.
These fucking guys really think who the fuck they are. This ain't the first time I have problems with them, you know.
Know how many of them there is?
3, 4, 10. How the fuck should I know? Does it matter?
Oh, no, it's just, what are we gonna do to them?
All depends on how the, labor negotiations go. Just let me do all the talking. I don't need you opening your mouths and proving how stunad you are.
Então basicamente vamos ameaçar os trabalhadores, só que depois descobrimos que o nosso pai na verdade trabalhava aqui e ele foi morto. Trabalhava também na Mafia, eu acho. E acabou por ser morto. Pronto, já matamos um. Agora eu tenho uma estratégia. Eu vou entrar e logo que eu entrar vou para a oficina do gajo para me proteger melhor. E pronto. Agora pessoal, aqui a gente está mais seguro do que lá. Porque aqui temos não só estas tábuas a proteger, como também uma janela inteira. E a gente mata aqui eu.
Spent my whole life trying not to make the same mistakes my old man did.
Já está.
Then I find out I'm following in his footsteps. It was good to finally know the truth. And Derek's death also helped me resolve another problem.
Depois a partir daqui os inimigos ficam confusos e depois não sabem mais o que fazer. Oh shit. Estou a subir. Pronto, já está.
Whoa. Looks like I just found Derek's retirement funds.
Pronto, agora nós temos que estar aqui a farmar 2000 euros só para conseguir progredir com a história. A única coisa que precisavam de fazer era simplesmente dar o dinheiro completo aqui. Ao invés disso, não, obrigamos a explorar o mundo só porque sim.
Hey, Vito, we can take things from here.
What about the cops?
Yeah, they might be a problem, but anyone who saw will swear we did it in self-defense. You were never here.
All right. Good luck then.
Nem dá para vender o veículo fraco depois. Ele pegou logo na arma. Cabrão. O dinheiro. Aqui mesmo outra, mas a polícia vai-me obrigar. Geralmente os polícias não sabem o que fazer nas docas. Né? Se estiverem perto das docas é só levar os polícias até lá, que a maioria das vezes eles simplesmente param e nunca mais se movem. Não, porque vê-se mesmo que este jogo foi rushado, é que nem... É que mesmo sem haver o conteúdo que eles cortaram, dá para reparar que isto aqui foi rushado um pouco. Não, tipo, a quantidade de bugs que acontecem, o facto do jogo ficar mais bugado à medida que se joga, um dos primeiros sinais de um jogo mal otimizado. Também devido à, sei lá, à inteligência artificial, que às vezes também não é muito boa, à quantidade de bugs que acontecem durante a jogatina, também ocorre. É, tipo, por exemplo, os inimigos, aqui nesta parte, se matar-se o primeiro chefe, a maioria dos inimigos depois vão ficar simplesmente confusos, não vão saber o que fazer.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that. Officer down! Officer down! Shoot this asshole! 10-4.
Foge. A mim não me matas. Não, não faças isso. Oh, já é o suficiente.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair,
Ah,
medium build.
20.500. Ah, pô. Pessoal, sabem o que vamos fazer? Ir a outra loja de armas. A qual eu necessito o dinheirito no meu erro.
Use extreme caution. Use of automatic weapons is authorized.
Bom dia, senhor. Não me vais disparar contra mim.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that.
É tipo os veículos, por exemplo, nunca estouram o pneu. Quer dizer, estouram o pneu, só que eu nunca vi o inimigo a conseguir acertar no pneu. Não, uma das coisas que acontecia no GTA, por exemplo, que os polícias às vezes simplesmente disparavam contra ti e acabavam por acertar no pneu, o que fazia com que tivesse que fazer o resto da perseguição contigo a fugir com o pneu todo coisa e o veículo a não virar a casa. Partiu uma coisa, mas eu também não vou arranjá-la.
All units, code green, back to the station.
Vão parar de ir à minha procura? Nunca me apanharam vivo.
I can't go there with cops on my tail.
Não. Pronto, assim tá. Ok, eu acho que agora já foi a parte onde eu fui capturado.
Maybe Joe checked in with Eddie at the fountain.
Ah não, ok, ele foi com isso. É só mudar de roupa. Pois não posso mudar de roupa. Fuck. Estava a ver se era mais esperto que o jogo e mudava logo a roupa e ficava assim. Mas não, eu sou obrigado a sofrer com o assassinato do Tom e... ok, deu para arranjar. Oh, já! Não, se eu dou uma pancada lá se vai o veículo.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that.
No!
Get the fuck out. Maybe Joe checked in with Eddie at the Falcon.
Vamos ver se agora já dá. What are you doing, motherfucker?
Vito, good, you're here.
Let's try Giuseppe next. He keeps his ears around.
Jack is black.
Hey, Giuseppe, I'm looking for Joe Barbaro. Was he here today?
I know, Vito. Yeah, Joe came by today.
Great.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you. Always a pleasure, Vito.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that. This guy's a maniac. We gotta take him down. 10-4.
Freeze and maybe...
Pronto, agora sim.
Shit. Ah.
Fuck you! You filthy fuck! Come on! Come on, you fuck!
fuck?
Fuck you!
Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Let me live, please!
That asshole killed him!
Era suposto fazer o quê? Yeah, sabiam que este jogo foi o jogo que ganhou o prémio da maior quantidade de fucks dizidos num jogo. Só que eu juro que no GTA V eles dizem mais asneiras do que aqui, não tem coisa. É, porque isto saiu antes do GTA V, se calhar agora o GTA V é que é o prémio. Eu sei é que o prémio foi tirado por um jogo do Scarface, eu acho. Morri. É o meu amigo. Fuck.
You go first. I'll cover you. Where the fuck you think you're going? Hey guys! Barbara's escaping!
Outro bug que aconteceu é que eu morri aqui e depois o jogo ficou numa tela preta para sempre. Já me aconteceu o bug de salvamento, como viram na primeira parte. E na primeira e na segunda parte. Já tive um bug onde eu morri e o jogo simplesmente ficou preto. Já tive um bug de objetos a desaparecer, que já viram também aqui. Já tive para aí uns 4 ou 5 carrascos no jogo. E acho que um pouco mais, mas não sei mais o que. Ou seja, este jogo é bem bugado. Pô, Nix, para nele, pá. Pá, vou ter que fazer de novo.
Hey guys! Barbara's escaping!
Useless. Uma Magnum, quero.
How you like that, huh? Come on!
Graças. Fuck. What? Eyeball. Lawaj.
How you like that, huh?
I got now.
Come on!
Asshole.
Where the fuck you think you're going? Hey guys! Bomber's escaped! How you like that, huh? Come on!
A mim não pegam. Fuck, já.
Doesn't need no Wii remote tethered to it. This is an actual controller. But is it really pro-grade? Let's take a look at the features here. No motion control, no NFC reader, no IR blaster, no microphone, no camera. Wow, this is for professionals. I'm fucking miserable. Back during this era in gaming, when motion controls were being pushed as damn near useful, many people have become increasingly agitated at these things, thinking that's not what gaming is, this is. I'm fucking miserable. It was easy to write anything off as motion controls, though nowadays, I think we all know balance is the answer here. Motion controls can be unbelievably useful and improve a game tenfold. But we're talking good motion control. And what does that make this? Because of the stigma, I don't blame Nintendo for making the Wii U
like that,
totally limited. Plus, it kept the cost down to a cool. But due to this thing being just a controller with no bells or whistles, and the Wii U itself being way too reliant on the gamepad, it made the Wii U Pro Controller way less practically useful than it deserved to be.
Where the fuck you think you're going?
For no reason, just don't support it. Or if they do, you sometimes have to use the gamepad for certain sections, like with a few stages in Super Mario 3D World, and in some areas in Breath of the Wild. They require motion to complete puzzles. And on top of that, without the precision you get with gyro aiming, using a bow and arrow in that game is significantly worse with just the Pro
like that,
Controller.
huh?
Sometimes you have to boot it up with the gamepad, then swap over to the Pro Controller. The most egregious example is Poke's Tournament. You need the gamepad to create a new save file. That's it. This kind of support
Vito, come here.
Tolerate with the
There
classic
should be no way out.
because those were never advertised as anything more than kind of a novelty. The Wii U Pro Controller, I think everybody who bought this was expected to actually use it. And then they were all met with shock. I'm dead! Want to play or tackle with this? The limitation of the system and games as a whole is a little high. And that's not even considering what my thumb's gotta do. Ah! Oh, thumbsticks at the top? Now, this is replicating
Where the fuck you think you're
going? One problem. The silhouettes are as follows. Xbox 360 controller, slap. A design like this makes a hell of a lot more sense than the thumbsticks where they are. It's so damn big. Makes it real easy to hop between stick and butt. Here, I mean, just because you can have this button placement doesn't mean you should. Just feels wrong to have the buttons down here, but thankfully, due to the battery life,
How you like that,
huh? For roughly 8 hours. So that's what makes this a Pro Controller. Having an over 8 hours. Well, hot damn, that's pretty professional. Just like lack of features, high price tag, and half-ass compatibility. Can you tell I
Vito,
know what
come
I'm
here.
doing? Thankfully,
There should
the
be no
next
way out.
generation with the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller solved almost all of my issues with its predecessor.
Get your ass over
here! One compatibility with the full library. Quite a few titles that won't work with it, but mostly games that heavily use Wii Remote like motion controls or features that wouldn't make sense with a more traditional gamepad. Motion controls and
several
killer ergonomic design. This has everything needed to make for a worthwhile investment, rather than something I was constantly trying to find for it. It has 40 hours of battery life, and 8 hours of free time. Outside of that blunder, the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller is one of my favorite gamepads of all time. But one element may stop it from being considered truly professional. Get up on the D-pad. Okay. Most of Nintendo's D-pads have a ball underneath to ensure you're only pressing one direction at a time, including horizontals. And it's not that the Switch Pro Controller doesn't have this, it just doesn't feel like it. You can press the whole damn thing down and all directions will fire off. Meaning this is the sloppiest D-pad they've ever made. It's damn easy to hit right, but guess what? The D-pad reads it as down, or hell, even straight up and down, depending on how you press it. Pretty wild how you can't win with either Switch controller. On the Joy-Con, you have the harshest, lamest buttons to press for your D-pad. But hey, at least there's no way it can misread the direction like the Pro Controller. In most cases, I'd rather just use the thumbstick for games. I usually prefer a It's nowhere near a deal breaker, but definitely something that holds this thing back from perfection. That, and it doesn't last 41 hours. So that's what's been stinking up the place. It all comes down to the most professional controllers available for the most professional consoles. PlayStation and Xbox. These are already often considered the hardcore system, so naturally we have some controllers catered towards those who need that extra layer of overcompensation. Oh man, get away from my penis now, fellas. At E3 2015, Microsoft introduced the Xbox Elite controller for Xbox One, considering it to be an elite controller for elite gamers. So then this one's the skunk-ass controller for the skunk-ass gamers. Elite's been the Xbox brand's go-to word for something that's ultimate or professional. The Xbox Elite controller, featuring the biggest hard drive, using some packaging. My is a Titan. The naming of the controller is designed for hardcore players, then this makes sense. Take a look at the feature set. Complete customization. Interchangeable magnetic thumbstick, D-pad, air trigger locks, a price tag of $149.99. Scott makes it for financial decisions. This guy without money. This guy with a Elite controller, though. If this thing was meant for the people who cared about all these extra features enough to warrant blowing 150 big boys on a damn video game controller. Outside of the more premium build quality, I don't see regular players getting anything out of this for the price. But if you're somebody who knows why you need back paddles, this is for you. Why don't you need back paddles? Alright, so you may be playing a game where you want to use thumbs on sticks at all times, reaching over that pesky D-pad, for lack of amateur in that movement.
Então.
I was just elected senator. You can map whatever buttons to these.
I was just elected senator.
I definitely see the value in it. The functionality to make high-level play more fluid like your cheat. I don't really think many games are designed around the concept that your thumb leaves a stick to hit the X button, so these are excellent roles. And hey, if you don't like them, check them out at a moment's notice thanks to some magnet that which is also the case for the thumbsticks and D-pads. Xbox D-pad Perfection Edition. This sucks. So to have this one, continue that is admirable. And no matter how many times Xbox controllers try out these D-pads, they always range from deplorable to not the greatest. We have two designs we can use on the Elite, and this one that's pretty much the same as the standard Xbox controller, and this one has more soap dish than anything. This is integral for fighting games. You need fast movement from one direction to another, while inputting every direction in between. Any other game, they can sort of think. To be fair, that's why it's an option. Like thumbsticks. Oh man, I could pretend to have all kinds of thumbsticks. With a setup like this, I can finally wear this shirt. Push the lockout key, just push in with a nice addition. The controller comes in at fantastic days. Everything feels rock solid, incredibly substantial, with a great weight to it all. This is easily the best controller Microsoft had ever created. And at that price, it was the bare minimum of what it needed to do. But it ain't perfect. But I think it's still wild how insistent Microsoft is on not making rechargeable batteries as standard with Xbox controllers. This thing even comes bundled with a USB cable. You can plug it in and use it as a wired controller. But you can't charge it without forking over more money for a play-and-charge kit. How are you charging me this much and a rechargeable battery isn't a part of that? Honestly, as cool as the interchangeable magnetic thumbsticks are, they don't feel good during gameplay for me. They feel weightier using more premium materials and the magnets as well. I don't know. But either way, I feel less in control of these, strangely enough. And the weight makes the standard controller thumbsticks a bit snappy. And now I know what you must be saying. This guy, your son's a bitch. Which is why I chalk this up to a me issue. The Elite controller is as premium as you can get. Most of the features that make it premium, I'm never going to use. I prefer how they are on the original. But this is an excellent product. $100 more excellent? That's up to you, man. For me personally, I don't think this really offers anything for 95% of consumers out there. For the 5%, this is a must-buy, but I feel that most of the people who bought this never use any of what makes it so expensive. They just wanted the Elite controller because, oh, only the best for my video game. Well, Microsoft struck again 4 years later at E3 2019, revealing the Elite Controller Series 2, and one of my biggest problems was fixed. You know, I thought the price tag of $150 just didn't add up. So Microsoft added more. For $180, we get a more refined controller with
they fucked me up pretty good.
The lack of a rechargeable battery.
I need a doctor.
That's here now. Whether you like it or
get you over to El Greco.
I think it would have been cool if AA's were still an option.
Get
So
out.
I appreciated how, while it is annoying to have to buy a battery pack separately, you can choose one or the other. But here with the Series 2, it's rechargeable and only rechargeable.
My
They did
chest.
what I asked.
Every time I breathe.
Bastards. We can
It
now
broke
adjust
my
the tension
damn
of the
ribs.
thumbsticks.
Take it
I
easy. El
barely
Greco's gonna
notice a
fix you up.
difference. I'm not
Yeah.
saying this feature doesn't work, but rather...
É, esta parte eu não percebo. O gajo sai de um tiroteio sem morrer e depois quando entra no carro começa a sentir dor.
Listen, Vito.
This is better than Series 1 in nearly
Coming after
every
me.
way.
And almost getting yourself
Nearly.
killed.
Microsoft later offered
We're in this together, right? Just like always.
basically
Now
just bare
sit the
essentials.
fuck back before you get blood all over my pants and I need to do stuff.
Thumbsticks and D-pads available separately. It's $130.
Picked a hell of a time
the
to
original Elite,
fucking
where you got everything. The cost rise, I totally get it, and I'm not saying this isn't worth that high of a price. The Xbox Elite
Da porra, vindo diretamente daqui. Lama!
It's just for over pricey, but perfect functional standard controller. For me personally, I'm not sure what they could include here to really win me over. Every Xbox game is designed to work with this controller. A controller that's already pretty expensive at $60, so it's not like this is at a low quality or anything. So when we move over to the Elite controllers, the features are nice, cool, or whatever, but most Xbox games I'm playing nowadays are pretty well designed with optimal button layout with this thing. And even if they aren't, I don't really care. If I gotta create a custom button configuration to fix a game, more often than not, it's a game that's not worth playing in the first place. I don't play too many competitive multiplayer games on Xbox, and when I do, most of the time, I'm perfectly content with the default button layout. Never needed the triggers to work any way other than how they've always worked. Never desired for my thumbsticks to be taller than me. After messing around with these, it's become very apparent that while I appreciate and respect the hell out of these products for their level of customization and this low quality, I get nothing out of them, outside of owning very expensive controllers. Holy, come on! Maybe a cheaper one would do the trick. Here we have the E-Swap S Pro controller by Thrustmaster. They're really good at it. Thrustmaster mostly specializes in racing wheels, light sticks, but traditional gamepads don't seem to be their immediate forte. Fully licensed by Xbox, but that doesn't mean a damn thing. Let's see, air trigger locks with the triggers, USB-C, interchangeable thumbsticks.
Oh la la,
$30 on the official one. You can do it on this one instead. What the hell is the point of this when it's the same price as the first party alternative?
Please, sir.
Because it's actually better than the first party alternative. That's right, I'm wrong. I really dug this controller. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be a go-to for me, but at the very least, I preferred it to the Elite because, well, it's different. It has a different design, different looking buttons. It's sort of the exact same as a normal Xbox controller, just using more premium materials. With the E-Swap, I have more of a reason to use this over something else. The puns and D-pad are designed to be lightning fast to press down on, using micro switches, which makes them far clickier, yet all the more satisfying. I feel way more in control with this. Plus, I get most of the broken features of the Elite. With the Thrustmaster twist, we pop the entire thumbstick out here, which allows for more customization possibilities outside of Vertigo, because these don't really change the functionality of the stick. Here, you can put a damn 360 module in. And if one of the sticks is having issues, you can swap them out, and popping this in is way more solid than the magnetic sticks on the Elite. I think this is a fantastic controller. May feel more premium, but this feels more practical and functional. I'm gonna go tell the world!
Can I help you with something?
That I'm pissed! Not wireless. For $130. Why not? Going ugly while you're at it too.
Olha, gajo pensa que é o super-herói.
It seems that many people have had the thumbsticks die on them just a few weeks in. But take notice, anything with less than 4.5 on Amazon? Run. So this controller does have its problems. A bit of time I've spent with it does affirm with me why the Elite controller wouldn't necessarily win me over. I'm willing to give this the benefit of the doubt and I'll use it from this point forward.
Thousands dead and no survivors. In tragic news, Scott's thumbsticks stopped working. And I'll have to Microsoft for validity of more premium controllers. Even to Sony to do the same goddamn thing, just more expensive. Introducing the DualSense Edge for PlayStation 5. $200? Half the price of the damn console, and we have less features than the Elite. There's only 2 back buttons, and it has a significantly worse battery life than the normal DualSense, which already has lame-ass battery life. I'm sorry, but I just can't feel the substantial difference between this and a regular DualSense. At least in comparison to the link between Xbox controllers. The Edge feels heavier, but I don't feel that $130 increase here. Like many of these Pro controllers, it mostly comes down to the customization. We have these function buttons on the bottom, optional back pedals that we can assign things to. We can swap out the thumbsticks. There is value to all of this. At the end of the day, it's the DualSense. It's one of the best controllers out there. But it was already that for $70. I'm just not seeing how this is worth nearly triple the price. On the case, it comes in as a feature where you can set this thing up to charge the controller when it's resting inside. Never mind. I love extra features on products.
Bruno.
For example,
Got the money?
in addition to everything else,
Come on in then. You're lucky. You're just about to leave.
Don't get it twisted. This is a very high quality controller.
but it's
Good
also the
evening.
most
You have
overpriced
the
of the
money
bunch
for
I've
me?
seen.
Or do
$200 for
you
worse
wish
battery
to
life than
extend
bad
the
battery life?
Here it is.
Only a professional would know how to cope
I
with
have
that.
to admit, this
Yeah,
is
I gotta
somewhat
be
of a
honest. As
surprise.
nice as these controllers
I
are,
heard
as
you
much as I
boys
do like them and see their usefulness, they're only really worth it if you're able to squeak out professional gameplay with a normal controller, which at that point, the ability to perform isn't coming from the Pro controller, it was in you all along. I think I learned my lesson.
Astra.
And re-entered the chili cook-off, and this time with no professional video game controller in sight. All he needs, a regular one.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Should I say, professional? Hey y'all, Scott here. Remember when you were 6? Bet you remember doing some pretty off-the-wall stuff. Learning to ride a bike,
Mr. Scaletta, can you get
slumber
in,
parties,
please?
releasing the worst stupid-ass
man.
Mario
What are you
Strikers
doing back?
Battle League you
Just
could
get in the
release,
damn car.
puppet shows.
Now.
The Nintendo Switch is only 26 years away from being 32. I think you know the drill
This is
by
our friend.
now. It's time for a look at everything revolving around this console from
Yeah,
March
love Kuput.
2022 to February
Agora estamos lixados.
2023. And if you know me, you know I have my own funny little made-up language where the word everything stands for Nintendo Switch Sports and very little else.
Porque começámos uma guerra, eu acho.
With the release of Triangle Strategy, the latest HD 2D game by Square
Have a
Enix,
Caucasian
published by
man carrying a
Nintendo
large
outside of Japan.
firearm.
So while I generally don't play a ton of
Roger that.
turn-based strategy games, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the first 3D mainline Kirby game, launched this month, and it was incredible. They went above and beyond with this title. You can feel the passion and polish oozing from this thing every second you're playing it. I think it's incredible how, with this being the first 3D Kirby, it doesn't feel like it. This is so natural and well done. You'd think Kirby's been 3D this whole damn time. And Forgotten Land could have just coasted along on that gimmick alone. They could have made this a pretty generic Kirby theme-wise due to this being such a new direction for the franchise. But they introduced so many new concepts and gameplay mechanics that by themselves would have warranted this being a new game, even if it was still just 2D Kirby. But no, it just all adds together to make this one of the best Kirby games of all time, which is something Triangle Strategy could never be. Alright, so this is a good game, but from my experience, it's only really going to appeal to the, we'll get it, finger wiggle. If you love classic tactical RPGs, emphasis on classic, emphasis on ass, this is for you. For me, I found the pacing to be ridiculously slow. I mean, like the first 6 hours, you only get into like 2 battles. While the gameplay works well, it doesn't entice me enough to warrant crawling through a cutscene for over an hour. This is a quality game that knows its audience and doesn't try to be something it isn't, which, while making it a hard pill to swallow for newcomers, is a dream come true for retro tactical RPG fans. And for myself, as far as hard pills go, this was a choking hazard. Obviously, Forgotten Land was more my speed this month. I just can't get over how well they knocked this one out of the park. Even things that would be easy to criticize, I just can't. Enemies in the background run at a choppy frame rate, but I find that charming, if anything. Evolving abilities, mouthful mode offering a large variety of gameplay scenarios throughout the stages, the surprisingly challenging and addicting Treasure Road side missions, the Waddle-Dee Town Hub World, the gorgeous visuals, phenomenal soundtrack. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is amazing, and for somebody who's been wanting a 3D Kirby for as long as they can remember, it exceeded my expectations. My expectations were this, but still, with those two titles, it was definitely a busy month for Nintendo. But yeah, the first wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Force Pass DLC on top of it, it becomes damn near still pretty manageable, but that's a lot of stuff. Yes, now it's February 2022 Nintendo Direct and releasing on March 18th. Wave 1 of the...
You'll never get me alive!
While a lot of visions were evident from the initial trailer, they all kind of sunk in when the DLC finally released. These tracks were not at the same quality as those from the base game. What Nintendo seemed to do was repurpose many of the assets from Mario Kart Tour on mobile for these tracks, which meant a whole lot of a little shitty. And none of the first 8 tracks are bad. It's just in comparison to what we've gotten from Mario Kart 8 before, a good handful of these are just plainly bland layout-wise, and due to the more simple visuals, it feels somewhat empty and soulless. Toad Circuit from 3DS is so basic to race on, and graphically does the bare minimum. The grass is completely flat with no texture. The trees and rocks are so choppy looking compared to previous Mario Kart 8 tracks, and the only bit of detail on this course were ripped from those Mario Kart 8 tracks. Now, this isn't the case with all of Wave 1. Paris Promenade for Mario Kart Tour has a better look to it and far more detail, though still not up to snuff with the base game. But it does something cool, since most original Mario Kart Tour tracks are a bit shorter, plus have multiple variants. They changes the layout with every lap, which I think was a great idea to incorporate those variants and help make these courses stand out so much more. Like Tokyo Blur for Mario Kart Tour. Everybody loves Tokyo Blur for Mario Kart Tour. Quick, name your favorite thing about Tokyo Blur for Mario Kart Tour. Just the massive amounts of Tokyo Blur energy I get from it. Ninja Hideaway from Tour is a great inclusion. It's one of the few tracks from that game that's really damn special. Though its layout strangely doesn't feel as refined as other courses. It honestly feels more like a custom track a fan would make for Mario Kart Wii than an official one. But it's still quite
Pronto,
good.
agora vamos à última missão.
Bland visually. Coconut Mall Wii is a fantastic inclusion and has a solid enough visual style that it makes the lower end graphics less noticeable. Same with Choco Mountain N64. Though Sky Garden GBA, my lord, what a track this is. We already have a great based course in the game. We have great Game Boy Advance in the game. The visuals may have taken a hit, but the soundtrack quality remained. Though Wave 1 was a pretty mixed bag overall. It's great to have more Mario Kart 8 content, and the tracks are lacking overall. The worst Mario Kart course is better than most kart racers' best. It's just half of these feel like filler. They didn't really make a ton of changes to the non-tour tracks. In fact, none of Wave 1 incorporated Mario Kart 8's main gimmick, anti-gravity, which helped make the returning tracks in the base game feel so fresh. And the only upgrades that they did make to these courses were present in their Mario Kart Tour versions, which just really hit home that these are basically mobile game tracks polished up a bit to fit in Mario Kart 8. Which, yeah, you gotta admit, can be kind of deflating. But at the same time, I'd rather get these tracks than not get them at all. It's really smart of Nintendo to reuse assets like this because it's effective. It's something in demand. We've all wanted more Mario Kart content, and eventually, since Mario Kart Tour requires online to play, all that work they did to remaster tracks and make new ones will all go offline. Whenever Mario Kart Tour content was announced, everybody would go, why isn't this in Mario Kart 8? So they put them in here. It's probably being done by a younger development team as a training wheels project to learn track design for future Mario Kart titles. It adds value to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack subscription since it's included here. It just makes all the sense in the world. And while I wish these courses were the same quality as the others, they're still good tracks at the very least, even if they can be forgettable and kind of boring sometimes. But if me getting more Mario Kart content means Toad Circuit 3DS has to be Toad Circuit 3DS, I mean, I am in hell, but man, there's a nice old sucker down here. Speaking of kart racers, Square Enix released Chocobo GP this month. So there, what we have here is a decent Final Fantasy kart racing spin-off and sequel to the PS1 game Chocobo Racing from 1999. I could have sworn there were more of these. GP looks and plays pretty well, though it's really hard for me to recommend it because it's literally just a less polished, less good, and less fun Mario Kart. And when you're priced at 50 bones, then I just start to ask questions. Especially when there's such aggressive microtransactions.
Ele acabou de levar tiro na perna e saiu como se fosse nada.
Is there any reason for a $50 release to have me spend money on it like this? Well, yeah, but the game isn't calling me cute. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, a fighting game spin-off of Persona 4 from 2014, got a re-release on Switch because what better way to follow up a fighting game that's not on Switch, that was a follow-up to an RPG that's not on Switch, which followed up the entire backlog of Persona games that aren't on Switch, that was later followed up by Persona 5, which is not on Switch, which got a follow-up hack and slash on Switch, then with a fighting game on Switch. And you got, at long last, Rune Factory 5 launched this month. Remember when this was announced during a Nintendo Direct in February of 2019? Neither do I. Well, 3 years later, it's finally here. Moving on. When it comes to news, the biggest story of March easily was the delay of Breath of the Wild 2. There's announced to be coming this year, Nintendo released a video explaining how they needed just a bit more time to make the game something special, promising a revised spring 2023 release date. With this delay, Breath of the Wild 2 will have taken longer from announcement to launch than the original Breath of the Wild, which is insane! Of course, real-world events definitely did a number to the title's production, but I mean, regardless, they have barely shown any reason as to why this game is taking so long. It's reusing assets, how the map is the same as the first one. I think it's all part of Nintendo's little marketing game. You know, one of the things that made the original Breath of the Wild so special was how much there was to discover on your own.
Caíram da
It
mesma
brought back
forma.
so many to the playground trading secrets. Please not literally. And the fact that everybody is already sold on Breath of the Wild 2 due to the mere fact it's Breath of the Wild 2 means Nintendo's obviously holding back a ton about this game to keep that element of surprise, especially when you first start playing. Which is not why they also delayed Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp this month. Originally meant to release in December of 2021, getting delayed to April, and getting further delayed to an unspecified date. Real-world events clashing with the theme of the game, which is unprecedented for the Advance Wars series.
Ai o caraças.
Oh, well, at least the Nintendo Switch's system software got some love this month. You ever notice Anarchy's been at an all-time low since March 21st?
Yeah, it looks a little better.
Well, that's because Nintendo finally added folders to the Switch home screen. Or more accurately, groups. Don't want to step on needs toes. Yeah, so the only way to access these is by going to your full game library and selecting the groups option at the top. It makes this feature a bit less useful than it could have been. It does help with organizing certain types of software, but why couldn't it have been on the main home screen? I mean, you put this slow-ass Nintendo Switch Online portal on there that had no point until this month, actually, where you can now exchange your My Nintendo Platinum points for exclusive Switch user icons. Why are you so depressed? Big month for Nintendo Switch Sports bitchers out there. You finally have something to bitch about. Nintendo Switch Sports released. Long-awaited follow-up to the Wii series. Oh my god, it felt like for the longest time Nintendo was trying their damnedest to do anything but something with this branding again. Then publishing games like Go Vacation, Fitness Boxing, developing ones like Ring Fit Adventure and Clubhouse Games proved to me that throughout the whole Switch generation, Nintendo's been gritting their teeth. They wanted to do these casual games, but were probably worried after the Wii U's failure that this style of branding just didn't equate to sales anymore. Turned out, it did. You just had to know how to sell it. Switch Sports does what it sets out to do. It's an esports game on Nintendo Switch, but it doesn't go any further than that. And while it has a solid presentation and the controls work well, its lack of ambition, genuine replay value, character, new ideas, coherent direction, damn, I might not like this. It makes it hard to consider this anything more than just okay. 6 sports are included, a huge step up from Wii Sports 5 and Wii Sports Resorts 12 if you count negatives. Half of the sports are brought back from previous games, bowling, tennis, and Chopra, which was swordplay and resort. I gotta hand it to Nintendo. The controls work really well here. They pretty much operate as they did back on the Wii, which is great since the Joy-Con motion controls, even if they can be more precise, I find to be more consistently finicky compared to the Wii remote. I mean, bowling in Clubhouse Games was okay, but definitely had its issues, whereas in Nintendo Switch Sports, this is some of the best feeling motion control on the system. Though the Joy-Con's small size makes some of these sports feel a bit more comfortable to play that on the Wii. But hey, that's where the new sports come in. We got badminton. When I said this game lacks a coherent direction, this is what I mean. What is up with this lineup of sports? The 3 new ones either feel like variations of sports already in the game, or something that doesn't feel like Wii Sports. Badminton should just be a sub-game you select when you pick tennis. They're too damn similar for this to be one of the only 6 sports available. And volleyball? Well, I'm way more open to its inclusion. But the fact that it's played on a very similar court makes Nintendo Switch Sports visually feel incredibly repetitive. But hey, at least we have the final new inclusion, soccer, where you move with the left stick, jump with the B button, dash with ZL when you have stamina, swing both controllers down to do a header, swing while holding CR down to pass to a teammate, swing just one in a direction to get the ball there. If I can't do this, soccer, well, with the total inclusion, does not feel like it belongs in a Wii Sports game. Don't get me wrong, it's not complicated. It's complicated for Wii Sports. This feels more at home as a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games mini-game, and even as that, it's kind of fun, but it's pretty much just a way slower Rocket League. Your stamina takes way too long to fill up after using it.
There's only one field to play on. I find this sport to not really please anybody. It's too complicated for casual players, yet too simple and slow for core ones. Not bad, but feels out of place in the package to me. Which is kind of the basis of my problem with this game. It's a bit cobbled together. A bunch of different ideas that don't necessarily create a product with a clear direction. Included with the physical copy is the leg strap. What can you use it for? Funny mustache. And launch, this was only used in this one practice minigame mode in soccer where you're just shooting balls into the goal. You had to wait until July for an update that enables use of the leg strap in the regular soccer matches. Well, you know what they say, good things come to those who wait. And it's July. Why even include this with every copy of the game at that point? It just seems really wasteful. Is it just because other Wii Sports games were bundles of some sort, so you just threw this in to make it more of a deal? But this is the same damn leg strap included with Ring Fit Adventure. They didn't have to do anything to include this. No research and development, no manufacturing costs, no nothing. So at that point, if you're including this, why not pick sports that would actually use it? Instead of badminton, why not include kickball, track and field events like the long jump, American football, just anything that could actually make use of this thing. Because as it stands, it was obviously included just to give this game more of a presence on store shelves. Oh my god, big box, big no regret. Man, you know what would have given this game just as much of a presence as past Wii Sports titles? If it looked like a goddamn Wii Sports title. These characters, man, they just don't do it for me. Yes, you can use your Mii in the game, but it's very clear Nintendo Switch Sports is built around these new sports mates. They're all over the branding, they're the characters populating the world, all the unlockables are based around them, and let me tell you, as characters, they're fine, whatever. As avatars, they are god-awful. Everybody looks the same. You can't change height or weight. All the eye types are too similar. The hair options are unbelievably limiting. But that's only because more options are locked behind progression. What the hell kind of sense does that make? Make funny hats unlockable? Sure. Eye options, though? And you can only unlock these by playing online over and over and over again. That's pretty much this game's only hook. There's nothing you get from playing single player or local multiplayer. It's all based around the online mode, which is crazy considering how one of Wii Sports' biggest problems back in the day was the lack of online multiplayer. Now it's the main focus, and it's kinda lame. Being a big focus and being here at all is great, but that's all this game is about, and it's not deep. It's literally just keep playing online to get more points, to get more customization for your sports mate, which this doesn't incentivize me to keep playing. I have to trudge through hours of gameplay just to get some damn glasses to wear? Why couldn't there be a simple achievement system where it doesn't matter if you're playing online or locally, you get rewarded medals for high scores, you can unlock sub-modes for this quiz, like 100-pin bowling or speed slice for Chomper. I don't care if there's 1,000 different cosmetics I can nab by playing online, because after like 2 hours, I've already seen everything substantial there is to do in this game. That's not to say it isn't fun to keep playing in multiplayer. I'd say local is where it's at, dude. Just being able to talk, hang out with the other players in person. The online works well, but it wasn't designed with a deep enough loop to keep me engaged. And that's a problem when you promise content coming to the game that takes months to release. I don't care by the time it's actually out. So the soccer leg strap update took 3 months to launch, but Nintendo also promised golf in the game for release in the fall. 7 months later! Why did this take so long to come out? None of the holes are even new designs. This sport has been in every Wii Sports game at launch. I don't understand! Don't get me wrong, I think this is an alright game. It can be good fun. But I just don't think it's deep enough to warrant ripping out any side modes or single-player endeavors to make online the focus, which is what tons of Nintendo's multiplayer games are doing nowadays. It's like you ask them, what is there to do in this game? Just play online, you love this shit. These games feel designed around the idea that they don't have to prove anything to the player. The player already wants to spend 20 hours in the game playing online multiplayer, but like, no, give me a reason to want to play for 20 hours. Hook me in, do something other than just assume including online multiplayer increases the replay value to infinity, because it doesn't. It isn't enough game, though it does feel pretty cobbled together with a light amount of content, the update 2 months later, and the overall lack of ambition. It feels like just a Wii Sports type game on Switch, and nothing more. But what it is, I think it's still a pretty quality title that you can get some good fun out of.
I hate this game, but for what it is, I like it. Big month for third-party games here. We got the House of the Dead remake. Wow, that's so exciting. It would be even more exciting if I gave a damn. So there's this company called Forever Entertainment. It's making deals with numerous game studios to bring back some of their titles, and most ones they didn't really care about anymore. They released a remake of Panzer Dragoon by Sega, announced Rent Mission 1 and 2 by Square in the February Nintendo Direct. Hell, Nintendo themselves invested in them, announcing a partnership, most likely leading to some of their own games getting Forever Entertainmented. There's obviously something special about this studio. Obviously. I think they're getting so much work because they'll fund the games, they'll publish the games, they'll do everything and anything. All they need is permission. So for a company like Sega, who already wasn't doing anything with House of the Dead, to get an offer where you don't gotta do anything but make money off of whatever Forever Entertainment puts out, I mean, why the hell not? It's either this or nothing. This is nothing, right? Man, I don't know about this one. House of the Dead is a downright classic from the arcade. However, take it out of the arcade, and while you're at it, take away the gun peripheral, and the era came out, and you're left with a 30-minute long awkward. It's not bad, it's still House of the Dead, but in this context, it's just kind of lame. The visuals are a huge step up, but I find them to not have the same character and charm as the original. And things just look a bit too generic now. The controls are definitely the biggest issue here, though. They give you various options. However, while I personally didn't have many functional issues with them, lacking the light gun makes the experience just kind of pathetic feeling. It's great to have this game on modern platforms, but at the cost of losing so much of what made House of the Dead special to begin with, it makes its remake more for longtime fans rather than newcomers looking to find what made this game a classic to begin with. I think it would have hit a little better if they included this in a big House of the Dead collection. And that way, like, yeah, the controls aren't great, but at least you get all of them. MLB The Show made its debut on Nintendo Switch, and it's still pretty wild to see a game with the PlayStation logo appear here. Star Wars The Force Unleashed got a re-release, though strangely, it's the Wii version of the game. Now, I'm all for funky-ass versions of the games getting ported, but I find this to be a bit misleading. I think most would assume this is the Xbox 360 version re-released. It's like if they announced Modern Warfare was coming to Switch. Flying's a sin. Not theirs. Definitely when it came to Star Wars this month, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga was the main attraction, which was a huge shake-up for the LEGO series, really modernizing the whole thing. This title took way longer to develop than the other games, and you can immediately tell why. They went above and beyond to not only push the LEGO games forward, but celebrate their most popular franchise and its LEGO legacy as well. Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition. This was another one of those games that just refused to re-release for years, finally getting a well-deserved remaster. If this is the remaster, I don't want to know what the original game was. Yeah, this launched in rough shape, but how is this running so poorly? It's an RPG from the PlayStation 1. Like, did it have to release this month? Couldn't it have waited till May? No. Bugsnax, 13 Sentinels, the Stanley Parable, Ultra Deluxe, and tons of stuff to fiddle around with this month. And that's not even counting any DLC, like the free update to Metroid Dread adding a boss rush, and Splatoon 2's Octo expansion getting added into the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack for subscribers. I like this practice. Seems that Nintendo's putting some of their in-house developed DLC into the expansion pack, which I would like to see more of. It's a great way to get customers more invested in certain titles and franchises. I mean, I can tell why they did this. It's because Splatoon 3's release date was revealed right alongside it, September 9th. Yeah, that don't feel right. Splatoon is a summer game, man. September 9th may still be summer, technically, but there's just something wrong about this. And there's something wrong about this. It's coming sooner! Yeah, it seems like Xenoblade 3 and Splatoon 3 swapped internal release dates. Xenoblade originally scheduled for September, now releasing in July. Sure, please, God, let's get this over with. Sonic Origins got a full announcement trailer and everything. A collection of Sonic 1, 2, CD, and 3 and nothing. All together in widescreen with brand new animated cutscenes. Oh, this looked magnificent. It felt like game compilations for a bit there were getting really sterile. Like, yeah, they may have been good quality, but I love how this one was going out of its way to be something more than just a collection of the classic Sonic titles. It was confusing, too. I think Sega has some kind of mandate that all their releases now have to have some kind of deluxe edition on offer, which is just kind of dumb for something like this. They locked camera control in the main menu behind the deluxe edition. What a luxury! A rumor was floating around concerning Bandai Namco and Nintendo collaborating on an HD remake of a 3D action game, which many hypothesized could be Kid Icarus Uprising or maybe Star Fox Assault, which Namco did work on back in the day, but keeping reality in mind, Oh yeah, I almost forgot! Life does stink. However, a big leak occurred with Nintendo Switch Online, as numerous NES games that were being tested for the service leaked, which could lead to them being offered on the service, or maybe the developers were just using them as placeholders. Hey, you can only play Pac-Man on Nintendo Switch for the 6th time for the first time once. More notably, though, emulators for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance were uncovered, showing not only they were being worked on for Nintendo Switch Online, but added credibility to another rumor that the transfer pack for Nintendo 64 would be implemented into the service, which allowed you to bring elements of Game Boy games to select console titles. So, everything was coming together here, but thank God all this news didn't happen in May. Now, it's nice to have a month from time to time with not a lot going on. And with May housing really only 2 notable releases, Pac-Man Museum Plus and KO the Kangaroo, it obviously wasn't one of those months. Pac-Man Museum Plus was definitely on my radar, as I grew up with and quite enjoy a Pac-Man or two. Though, like I just said, it's pretty ridiculous how much the original game has been re-released on Switch in some form. And considering how a good handful of games in this collection have also been re-released on Switch in some form, it just makes me question why this compilation exists in the first place, or didn't go further, because there's an endless amount of other Pac-Man games that could have and should have been included. Pac-Man Championship Edition is here, but why not Championship DX? What about Pac-Man Plus, Pac-Man Versus, Mega Tunnel Battle, Pac-Man, or especially Ms. Pac-Man? Well, since Ms. Pac-Man has some legal rights mumbo-jumbo tied to her, Bandai Namco is effectively erasing her from history with this compilation. Any mention of that creature is replaced with a new character, Pac-Mom. What's the birthing process like on that? Kinda lame they had to go into some of these games and edit them, but to be fair, these are very minor changes that really don't affect anything. While the game lineup could have been better, there's still a lot here. A lot of games that rarely get re-released, but it's like Pac-Motos? A minigame from Namco Museum Remix on the Wii? Yeah, integral to Pac-Man's history. The next game included that one time he was next to a bee. Some of these definitely feel a bit like filler titles, while others are just downright bizarre. Pac in Time uses the Japanese version and has subtitles pop up. Though this game has always had an official English release. I don't know, but I'm just happy there's a stupid-ass little hub to run around in. And just like I said about Sonic Origins, I love when compilations go above and beyond like this. Though I wish that effort could be felt across the whole package. There's barely any options here, which isn't the case with Namco Museum on Switch. Lots of little mistakes when it comes to this game's attention to detail just stick out, like models of the arcade cabinets just not being accurate at all. Questionable game choices and omissions, plus some noticeable input lag, really stop this collection from being anything more than just alright. For 20 bones, there's definitely more than enough here. I just wish it was all a bit more fleshed out. Yeah, maybe if they focused more on like the kangaroo side of things. KO the Kangaroo! And me and this franchise go way back. All the way back to May 2022. Yeah, this is a series I wasn't aware of before this reboot. It never seemed to be the most popular or amazing thing out there, but always cool to see something like this come back, and at the quality it did. This is a well-done 3D platformer. It's nothing mind-blowing, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think games always have to push boundaries or be anything revolutionary all the time. It's nice to have just a solid little title that people of all ages can enjoy. And I think KO is that. I definitely recommend it for those looking around at 3D platformers. But man, you'd be mistaken if you're acting like this was all there was on Switch this month, because Nintendo Switch Online received some new games.
Então,
At least in the expansion pack, we got
penso que esta é a parte mais complicada do jogo. Porque é o último confronto real.
But hey, we got some major game trailers to make up for that. Sonic Frontiers received its first gameplay teaser, showing the open world style in action, and this initial 30-second teaser felt more like a proof of concept look at a full game. I was definitely intrigued by what I saw, and I was looking forward to seeing more. But finally, we were a month out from Mario Strikers Battle League's release.
Eu fiz porcaria. Então, vamos focar logo a ficar no meio protegido.
God damn it!
Somebody kill these two psychos!
Not bad, huh?
Respect the hell out of these games, but I ain't great at them. It's hard
You dumb bastard, you don't stand a
É o
chance.
jogo.
You can't kill them all.
I love the frantic action, the extreme and edgy style. I'm just running around with a ball and have terrible judgment on my...
You really are insane, aren't you?
Come out of your hole, you fucking rat!
It was still great.
What's the matter?
Back me up, Vito.
Come on already. There's only 2 of them.
Things were a bit more sanitized.
Let's go, Vito.
Oh, I kind of miss this. Reminds me of my Prohibition days.
While keeping things more accessible. Remember all of this. The controls feel overcomplicated and well, everything's manageable.
Acho que conseguimos.
For the last 10 years, all I'd done was kill.
É, agora conseguimos, passamos o jogo e agora vamos ver o final.
So, what was he talking about back there?
Nothing. He made me an offer.
Bora.
That's all.
Yeah, I figured out that much. What kind of offer?
He wanted me to whack you. Said he'd make me a capo. Give me my own crew. You know, pretty much everything I ever wanted.
Yeah? So why the hell didn't you do it?
Remember that $5 you owe me?
Conseguimos!
It's all right, Joe.
Is it done?
It's done.
All right, then. Looks like a celebration is in order. Come on. Let's head to the cat house.
Sounds good to me.
Come with me, Vito. There's more we need to talk about.
All right, we'll see you over there.
All right. So what's the big secret? Hey, what the hell's going on? Where they taking Joe?
Sorry, kid. Joe wasn't part of our deal.
Esse final é fixe, mas também é um pouco decepcionante. Nisso. Tipo 3 segundos. E pingas, lá se foi. Não. E platina. Boy. Conseguimos, tiramos a platina e acaba. Fânix não quer mais saber. Pingas, pronto. Foi isso, pessoal. Espero que tenham gostado e até à próxima.